Welcome to episode 131 of the Search with Candour podcast, recorded on Friday the 1st of October 2021. My name is Mark Williams-Cook, and in this episode I'm actually here to tell you that this is the end at least of season 1 of Search with Candour. After 130 episodes and 2.5 years of recording, I decided that this was the logical time to wrap up season 1. We're actually making some really exciting changes, and we're going to be coming back with a bigger and better season 2. From season 2, I will be joined by a co-host by the name of Mr. Jack Chambers, who is a very talented SEO specialist here at Candour. So Jack is going to be hosting the show with me, giving his opinions on all of the SEO PPC news that we cover. Jack also is hugely experienced at podcasting. He actually has his own very, very popular podcast, way more popular than this one, called The Sequelizers, which is about fixing bad movie sequels. So if you want to hear someone rant and swear about Star Wars for 4 hours in one episode, he is definitely someone you want to check out. But it is a really, really good podcast. If you want to get used to his voice, you can just Google or search on a podcast app for The Sequelizers and you will find Jack. I think his season 9 of Sequelizers is kicking off tomorrow if you're listening to this on Monday as well. But big things coming for the podcast. Really excited about how we're going to improve things in the new year. And of course, this 130 episodes we've done, we've been really, really lucky to have some fantastic guests here. So I just want to take a moment to thank everyone that's been on the podcast. In the show notes, as usual, search .withcandour.co.uk. I'm going to put links to all of the episodes that we've had guests on, because usually the guests that are coming on are talking about subjects that are, from a content point of view, evergreen. So there's still a lot of value. If you haven't listened to these interviews, to these talks we've done, to these people all over the industry. So I'm just going to read out a list of the guests we've had on the show and what they came to talk about, to see if you've heard them, and just again to say a big thanks to them. So in reverse chronological order, big thanks to Will Critchlow, who came to talk to us about SEO A/B testing, Nathan Lomax, who spoke about e-commerce SEO with us, Emily Brady, who talked about local SEO, Alex Holiman, who did a live LinkedIn SEO questions Q&A with me for the podcast, Gianna Brachetti-Truskawa, who talked about SEO quality assurance, Sophie Brannon, keyword mapping, Bille Giena, SEO expectation management, Joe Lenton, image SEO, Daniel Foley Carter talked about learning SEO via social media or not, Dixon Jones came and spoke about inlinks and internal linking, Dom Hodgeson, Little Warden, Jason Barnard came and talked about knowledge panels and brand SERPs. Judith Lewis joined us for our 2020 Xmas special. Chris Green talked to us about site migrations. We also had Simo, Ahava and Krista Seiden come to us and talk to us about Google Analytics 4. Mordy Oberstein talked about Wix SEO. Roman Sadowski at the time came and spoke lots about ecom SEO. We had Lily Ray talking about EAT and Google Patents. Areej AbuAli talked about women in tech SEO. Patrick Hathaway came and talked about Sitebulb. Big thanks again for Sitebulb for sponsoring so many of our episodes. Dawn Anderson came and spoke to us about her specialist subject of information retrieval. Andrew Optimsey talked about Google Maps spam with us. James Brockbank, link building. Dan Taylor talked about the Backlinko SEO study. Kristina Azarenko talked about categories and faceted nav for ecom. Luke Carthy gave us some coronavirus ecom insights. And the week before that, we had Kevin Indig talking about digital marketing during COVID. Natalie Mott covered over some SEO myths for us. Seb Atkinson gave us an overview of in-house SEO processes. Aleda Solis talked about SEO auditing. Stephen Van Vessen talked about SEO disasters and Content King. Sean Clark and Michael Curtis from their respective agencies joined us for our SEO predictions of 2020. Lexi Mills talked about fail-free content. Andrew Smith, one of our most popular episodes, talked about big site SEO. And Tom Hachevsky, one of our first guests on the podcast, came and spoke about user experience and SEO. So you will find links to all of these posts on the show notes at search.withcandour.co.uk. Again, massive thank you to everyone who took the time to come, speak to me, share their knowledge with everyone. Really appreciate it. As I said, I haven't got an exact date of when we'll be back. It'll be around 12 weeks, early 2022 after Christmas. And the last things I want to end on are, of course, Candour is still hiring. So we are looking to find someone with an interest in link building and digital PR. There's a job ad on our site. It's a UK hybrid or remote role with profit share and private healthcare. So check that out, or tell a friend if you know someone that might be suitable. Also, Ask.com is launching this month, so I'm super busy with that at the moment on top of everything else. And if you are listening to this on Monday, I'm actually speaking at SEO Square tomorrow on Tuesday in the afternoon, along with some great other SEOs. It's an event organised by Semji, and I'm doing a half an hour talk about why keywords with zero volume are more important than ever, and there'll be a Q&A session with that as well. And then that's it really. Until that time, I hope you have a great weeks, couple of months, and I really look forward to joining you with Jack in the new year and bringing you more SEO news, commentary, interviews, and of course Rob will be making an appearance again to talk to us more about PPC. Take care everyone.